We're going to do a selfie because we are really sad like this, and we've done this for a few years.
We have to do it.
Instead of just doing this, audience, we'd like you to be in it as well. So if you don't mind putting your hands in the air, and we'll just take a very quick selfie with our fabulous crowd. There we go. Thank you so much, everybody. One of those pictures might even be in focus, which is really good going for me. So, wow, it's lovely to have you on stage.
Thanks so much. What an introduction. And I can't believe it's been a year since we stood up on stage across the road down at CICG. This is incredible.
It's crazy. The venue has got absolutely huge. The audience have got even more attractive and stylish. It's all the way up, isn't it?
And look at all the people today. I mean, this is just simply amazing. I mean, last night we got close to 17,000 registrations, so I think we're on to something.
Yeah, this is absolutely crazy, and all of you are part of this, and you've helped us grow. You've believed in all the things that we're trying to do, and we thank you so much for inspiring us to keep inspiring you.
All right, so let's begin.
Yes, I will leave you to it.
All right.
Enjoy, everybody.
Thanks,
the amazing
LJ.
Fred.
Okay. Welcome. Look at all the people here today. Now, before I begin, I'd like to have a quick show of hands. Who was here at the original summit in 2017? All right. So you guys were truly innovators and pioneers and ahead of your time. So let's just give them a little round of applause. Also, if some of you here were at the summit last year, you might remember that down at the CICG, we had record-breaking numbers. I mean, we literally had a line forming around the block, and that venue had never, ever seen that before. We even had to put a jumbo screen outside. We had to hand out water bottles. And as exciting as that was definitely not something to be repeated. So that's why we moved to Palexpo here today. And once again, we're setting new records. Like I said, last night, 17,000 registrations. I think that'll translate to about 10,000 people in the venue from 170 countries, 20,000 square meters of exhibit areas with flying cars, autonomous robots, AI art, quantum computers. It's all there. And also, let's not forget thousands of people watching us right now online. And maybe I'll just give them a little wave if they can see us. So I'm not sharing these numbers just for the sake of sharing big numbers. But I think it is a testament to the tremendous interest in AI and how it's impacting our lives. And despite its rapid growth, we've always stayed consistent and true to our original message. And simply put, the goal of AI for Good is to help solve the world's most pressing challenges using AI. We've never changed that goal, and it's still the goal here and today. Now, how can we do this? Well, first of all, we can't do this alone. So we have 53 UN partners as partners of AI for Good. So that's virtually the entire UN system contributing to the summit and everything we do all year long. And even the experts themselves would say that AI is too important to leave to the experts themselves. So great efforts have been made to bring as many diverse voices as possible to AI from Good, from industry to academia, to member states, to civil society, NGOs, governments, media, artists, athletes, youth. And yes, we even have an AI-powered hologram of the CEO of HP in Hall 4. So if you want, you can go up to him, ask him for a job, pitch your idea, and you'll have zero chance of rejection. So most people know AI for Good as a yearly summit here in Geneva. But one of our catchphrases is that we're more than a summit. In fact, we host about 150 online events every year. That's an online event almost every other working day. And that takes place on our neural network, which is an AI-powered smart matching community platform. And I just heard last night that we reached 50,000 members from 190 countries, which is pretty amazing. And our work continues all year, online, in person, around the world, around 4 key areas of action. So number 1, it's the multi-stakeholder dialogue. That's basically you here in this room. We do AI capacity building. We build standards, and we build partnerships around AI governance. But what's been most inspiring for me since 2017 is seeing that all those ideas that were discussed at that, groundbreaking summit, which seemed like science fiction at the time, basically materialized before our eyes. So we have real solutions here today in healthcare, disaster management, education, food security, fighting misinformation, and changing lives for the better. And I like to think we've moved from the fear and promise of AI to the advent of generative AI, to the rise of autonomous AI agents, which is very much top of mind this year, and also the physical manifestation of AI in the form of robotics, autonomous driving, and brain-computer interfaces. Now take Rodrigo for an example, a quadriplegic who used brain-computer interface technologies to drive a Formula One car with just the power of his mind. And he'll be sharing our story on Friday when we explore the standardization requirements of brain-computer interfaces, so truly inspiring. Another great story, there's a Korean K-pop band called Deep Ocean, whose hearing-impaired band members are using AI voice conversion technology to help them sing, and visual aids and wearables to help them stay on beat so they can dance on stage. And dance they will. They're going to be on the stage tonight after the Impact Awards, and I guarantee it's something not to miss. I mean, can you imagine going to a record label 10 years ago and saying, I want a record deal, but by the way, I can't hear, little detail. That's crazy, right? But this is an amazing story of how AI is breaking down barriers for good. Now let's look at our capacity building efforts. They've also produced some very inspiring results. So we have our Innovation Factory. That's a year-long AI startup pitching competition. And basically any startup that's using AI to solve global challenges in a positive way pitches. We have a Dragon's Den or a Shark Tank type setup. We had some yesterday. We're going to have more today. And one example of that is a solution. It's basically an AI-powered walking stick for the blind that's surely going to be a top contender for one of the Impact Awards tonight. We have our AI and machine learning challenges, where thousands of developers around the world are developing solutions using machine learning to detect deforestation, detect landslides, or, for example, reduce the energy consumption of 5G base stations in an entire city. And when the Global Digital Compact in New York and the UN last fall made its call, we responded with lightning speed by launching the AI Skills Coalition, bringing together 50 partners from around the world to democratize access to AI skills globally. And if you were here yesterday, you may have seen that will.i.am was on stage, and he was nominated as our AI for Good Skills Coalition Goodwill Ambassador. Now, one of the most inspiring days of my career was last year when I was in New Delhi in India, and we launched the Global Robotics for Good Youth Competition, working with hundreds of kids competing to design robots for disaster response. And today, if you go to Hall 4, we have teams from 22 countries, many of them from the Global South, and they're here to compete in the grand finale of a robotics competition. Now, why is this important? So these kids are the future, and by empowering them to work on global challenges using AI and robotics, we're basically helping to shape the next generation of future innovators, developers, policymakers, and standards makers, and some of whom might be standing on this very stage in just a few years from now. And in the same spirit of inclusion and collaboration, we're going to be hosting the AI for Good Impact Africa on October 31st in Johannesburg. And that's going to be hosted on the sidelines of AI Africa Expo, as well as the G20. Now, why is this important? Because not everyone can come to Geneva. I mean, we do have people online as well. But if we build AI on narrow data sets, we're going to end up with narrow solutions that just don't work everywhere. That's just not going to be fit for purpose. So by sharing local knowledge, local languages, local expertise, local data sets, we can build local solutions that are fit for local problems. And that's exactly the spirit behind AI for Good Impact Africa. And of course, none of this works without standards. The devil is in the details if you're going to make all these things work, and standards have details. So on Friday, we have a whole day dedicated to standards called the International Standards Exchange, hosted with ITU, ISO, and IEC, our partners under the World Standards Collaboration, and also bringing in collaboration from many other regional and national SDOs. And last but not least, tomorrow's AI Governance Day is going to bring together over 100 ministers and regulators, as well as the President of Estonia, so that's the first for AI for Good, and a message from His Holiness Pope Leo XIV. So I think it's fair to say that AI for Good is indeed more than a summit. It's a movement, it's a global community, and it would be nothing without you, the participants. So I thank all of you from the bottom of my heart, those who have been since the beginning for 2017, the new faces we've seen here today, for your continued support and participation. So I encourage all of you to get involved. Share your knowledge, build skills, compete in our competitions, our challenges, help us to build standards for global good. The future of AI is in your hands, and with that, I thank you.